Hey, here we are again with a RC4Magic Series 3 DMXio. It's a transceiver. I'm going to show you how to set the different system IDs. So these are private system IDs that belong only to you. There's another section in the knowledge base that explains how that works. But of course, whether or not your 3 private IDs are your numbers or somebody else's numbers, still picking between the 3 is done the same way, and that's what I'm showing you here. So, 2 things. How does it tell you what ID it's set to, and how do you change it? So let's start with ID 0. When we power it up, that first yellow light blinks several times by itself. That's ID 0. If I wanted to set it to that ID, if I hold down the ID 0 button, as marked on the back legend, I power that up, it does the same thing. For changing to the next ID, which is ID 1, I will power it up with the second button down. And you will see several green blinks. If I want ID 3, hold the next button down, power it up, you'll see both of them blink together. And finally, the public ID, which is not private and accessible to every device ever made by RC4, Series 2 or Series 3. The public ID is on these Series 3 devices that toggle back and forth. Once you've made a setting, that same display happens every time you power it up. So there, we're still on the public. And finally, for the rest of my demos, I want to be back to ID 0, which is my default and connects with my other demo devices. So I plugged it back in with that first button down, and as I said, every time I do it again, it comes back and tells me on first power up, that's the ID I'm on. You want to remember those patterns? They're right here on the legend on the back. They're only on this device because the other ones are too small, but you can refer to the legend on the DMXio, and those patterns apply to all the devices in the RC4Magic series.